Welcome back. I am the LoudLilDucky. Today is part 3 of the timeline of Owens V. Echard. This is the re-record because the original video didn't post everything and the audio is really bad. So hopefully this is a lot better. We have horse jumping, we have hearings, we have police calls, and a mystery man. So let's jump into it. June 10th, 23 to June 18th, 23. At less than 1 month pregnant by Owens' calculations, she competes in the Blenheim Equisports Adult Amateur Hunters Competition. This is a screenshot taken directly from the website that shows that she competed with the horse resilience, the count, and the placing. And I want to thank Nothing But Tea for this timeline. I will have his timeline that I came into contact with in the description box below. It is very detailed and very nice, so y'all should go check that out and support Nothing But Tea. I am very thankful because it helped fill in some of these pieces to this part. June 19th, 2023 to June 25th, 2023. In between Planned Parenthood appointments, Owens also manages to compete in the Blenheim Equisports horse jumping competitions. Here she is again with resilience and Arizona, but the Planned Parenthood said California, I believe. So that's weird. Now, between June 27th and July 2nd, 2023, at 1 month pregnant, she is still in horse jumping competitions with this resilience horse. On June 28, 2023, the USEF Network Blenheim Equisports June Classic 3 has videos on Owens riding horse with twins and high-risk pregnancy now alleged. She continues this horse jumping and riding at least one event per month on average through her entire alleged pregnancy. If you want to see these videos, you can see them on the USEF network. It wouldn't let me play the video without a subscription, and I am not subscribing to USEF, so I just have a picture and showing who it is, and there's at least 2 videos of her doing this. September 22nd of 2023, Owens calls the non-emergency line for Scottsdale Police. Says, Scottsdale Police, this is Tracy. Also, Tracy has to deal with this woman more than once, so give your condolences to Tracy at Scottsdale Police, 911 or whatever. Laura Owens. Hi, my name is Laura Owens, and I'm out of town right now, not out of Arizona, but I'm trying to get an emergency injunction against harassment, against my ex, who is a celebrity, is very publicly posting for people to look at my cases and our current case, and look, I have 2 other restraining orders against the same man, and I'm just desperately trying to stop it, stop him from continuing to post, because it's getting picked up by like People Magazine and US Weekly. I'm not in town and I don't know what to do. Did you already do an order of protection through Easy Point? I did, yes. Okay, and was it served? Are you reporting like violations of it? No. All I did was I filled out the form and then been trying to call the courts to see if I could, do like a telephonic appearance, but I just can't get in touch with anybody at the courts. And since it's like an emergency, he's actively posting this. That's why I thought I'd call you guys. Okay, I can have an officer contact you. What's your address here in Scottsdale? My address in Scottsdale is redacted. Redacted in Scottsdale. Okay, and what's a phone number that an officer, police say can call you back on? Redacted. What's your ex's name? His name is Clayton, Clayton, and his last name is Echard, Echard. Okay, Echard, Echard. Yeah, exactly. And I have tried to resolve this with him, and he just won't take his post down. And he's trying to get his hundreds of thousands of followers to troll me and everything. So okay. Yeah. All right. I will let the police then know. They will be contacting you over the phone to start the reports. Okay. Since you are out of state. Okay, so answer all calls until you hear from them, including blocked or restricted. Okay, and are they able to do the order of protection or well, the order of protection is issued by the court. So until the order is issued by the court, we can't service anything, and he would have to be in Scottsdale for us to serve it. If he lived in a different city, then he would be served by the local police department there. Okay, he is in Scottsdale. Should I just contact the courts then to see if I could do a telephonic, Okay. I need to answer 911. I will be right back. So that is the first, because Owens is trying to report Clayton for Instagram posts, because that's against the law. Not. On September 26, 2023, Clayton files for an injunction against harassment in Scottsdale, Arizona, which is Maricopa County. He checked other and put hooked up in air quotes, one time only. And he also checked, if checked, defendant and I have a pending action involving maternity, paternity, annulment, legal separation, dissolution, custody, parenting time, or support in the county in such and such case. And so it says, tell the judge what happened and why you need this order, the dates, and brief description of what happened. If there is a contested hearing, a judge can consider only what you write here. And then telling them that the defendant will receive a copy of this petition when the order is served. So he says, on May 20th, 2023, hookup occurred. Defendant claims she became pregnant from it. But sexual intercourse never occurred. Defendant has not shown proof of a viable pregnancy. Defendant has sent over 100 emails despite being blocked. Also has texted me from at least 7 different phone numbers. Every time I block one, she creates a new number. She is currently defaming me online despite her repeated pattern of behavior of accusing men of getting her pregnant. I am the third person she has accused. And it says the defendant should be ordered to stay away from a specific location. He checked his residence. And then it was filed. So this is just his written section from May 20th, 2023 to September 26, 2023, when he filed this injunction against harassment. Defendant has sent over 100 plus emails despite me not responding to them. She has been blocked via email for at least 3 months. I blocked her phone number around the beginning of June, and she has contacted me from at least 5 other numbers since then. She is contacting me and threatening to sue me for defamation, but as a public figure, I am the one she is defaming. That is what Clayton wrote. Waiting on the results. In late September, Clayton confirmed that he took a paternity test to compare to the DNA of a mystery woman's unborn twins. We know the mystery woman is now Owens. He also confirmed that her half of the paternity test would take place on October 2nd. After the test was completed, the reality star explained what would happen next. He confirmed that the results of the test would come back on Monday or Tuesday of next week, although they ended up coming back much earlier. He said it could be a yes, it could be a no, or it could be an inconclusive. Clayton explained that an inconclusive test would be because there was no fetal DNA. And that's exactly what happened. So let's listen to what Clayton said.
Listen, it's Friday, and you know what we need on a Friday? We need some good news. And who's got the good news today? I got the good news. What's that good news, Clayton? Well, test results came back early, and they said little to no fetal DNA present. Let's go, baby. I knew that was going to happen. Thankfully, 5 months of torture can finally be put to rest. I want to say thank you all to those that have supported me and waited until everything came out. And man, 2 false accusations in 2 years. I really don't want to, look ahead to next year and see what's going to happen. I think 2 false accusations in a lifetime is enough. So thank you all for the support, the love. This was a trying time, but I learned so much about myself. And now back to the regularly scheduled programming, baby.
Now we have on Tuesday, October 3rd, 2023, this was sent to the court from Laura Owens. It says, my name is blank. Clayton Echard, who was the bachelor, filed a retaliatory injunction against harassment against me, and we have a pre-hearing on October 9th. On September 21st, the police called Clayton because he was harassing me. On September 22nd, I filed for an order of protection against him and had a telephonic hearing. Oh, she got her telephonic hearing. But hung up because I decided I didn't want him to have the repercussions that come with having an order on file. He was unaware of this, though, and decided to file an injunction against harassment against me on September 26th. So if he was unaware that you did a telephonic hearing and you had called the cops and you hung up and you didn't call back or answer their calls, how is this retaliatory? That's what I would like to know. Maybe somebody can explain that in the comments. Or did he know and whatnot? I still don't think it's retaliatory because she's the crazy person and he's the one who actually does need an order against harassment. Continuing on, in the email it says, I filed a paternity case against Clayton, which has become a very big deal in the media. It has been closely followed by People, Us Magazine, Page 6, The Daily Mail, Life and Style, The Sun, and many more media outlets. Why are these media outlets following this? Because you, Owens, contacted them with the story. But continue. I was stunned when Clayton told his 273,000 followers in a story today that we have a hearing set for Monday. Since the information regarding date and time is online, I am very concerned about his fans showing up to harass me or worse. I have gotten hate messages on Reddit and Instagram for those who don't want to believe that Clayton is the father, and I have even been told to kill myself. People do not need to be showing up to harass. Go watch the hearing all you want. Don't harass the woman. Definitely do not send hate or, death threats to anybody. That is never okay. Don't take this real world. That's their lives. We're just looking at the story, but you don't need to tell her to do anything directly to her. No acts of violence are okay from anybody. At my urging, he agreed to do a prenatal paternity test today, and I am 100% sure my unborn twins are his. In addition, since we went public, my abusive ex, Gregory Gillespie, who I have an order of protection against and who I sued, reached out to Clayton and has subsequently been harassing me. I am very, very afraid that he will show up, and to say that man has a vengeance against me would be the understatement of this century. Why does he have a vengeance against you? Maybe because you did the same thing to him? Maybe? Common denominator? I am requesting that I am allowed to appear via Zoom. I am taking this more seriously than you can imagine. So if there is any possibility that not appearing in person will make you think otherwise, I will show up and take my chances. I am also 4 months pregnant with twins. Regardless, I will have a lawyer there to appear in person. I have done a TEDx speech on domestic violence, and I am a fierce advocate and speaker on this topic. Having a senseless order against me when all I have done is contact him regarding the paternity test. We don't have lawyers, so I don't have a choice. Would quite frankly ruin my career. As if you cared about anybody's career. Because you are out here slandering and writing things and taking things to the press to ruin Clayton's career. You also messaged out to a speaking engagement he had. So don't give me the it would ruin my career. Like, you should have thought about that. I completely understand your decision either way, but I appreciate your consideration of the matter. Thank you. All the best. I wanted to add one more piece of information, she writes on Wednesday, October the 4th, 2023, for needs follow-up. A very popular YouTube blogger who got 33,000 plays on a since-deleted post about the paternity case I filed about Clayton just posted this video today, saying that he is considering traveling from California to go to the courthouse on Monday to report, and if he didn't, he asked followers if they might want to go and volunteer. There is nothing wrong with people going and sitting in your court case and to report on it. Now, if they're doing other things, that might be not okay, but just going to watch a court hearing, there's nothing wrong with that. I would beg you to consider my requests to appear virtually, as this truly could be an issue for my safety. I have already retained counsel. Thank you so much for your consideration, and of course respect your decision either way. All the best! And here she has, still, her Iceland story for the 30th edition of Chicken Soup for the Soul. She mentioned the TEDx talk in her previous email, as if the judge cares about your TEDx and your Iceland story. Like, woman, stop it. Clayton gives his response on Wednesday, October the 4th, 2023. And it says, hello, I am writing this email in hopes of being able to deny the defendant's motion to appear virtually for the upcoming protective order hearing on October 9th at 3 p.m. in courtroom 5. I would like the defendant to appear in person, as I believe she is fabricating a story about her being pregnant with my twins. Currently, we have another court case open to establish a parenting plan. The court case number is bleh. Herein lies the problem. However, a parenting plan is not possible to fill out when there are no living children to write up a plan for. As ridiculous as this may sound, I believe that the defendant is not pregnant at all. She has never provided me with the sonogram and a report to prove a viable pregnancy, and also will not let me speak to any of the doctors that have allegedly administered ultrasounds to her. Trying to get medical documentation has been a battle I've been fighting for 5 months now. Last Thursday, September 28th, we met with a court mediary for an early resolution conference, and during the meeting, the mediator suggested that the defendant call the office while we sat and listened, that they administered an ultrasound and proved that they in fact did have an ultrasound and record on file. The defendant stated she did not feel comfortable doing so and ultimately rejected the request. Please confirm with the mediator, if you would like to, that this is indeed what did happen. I believe she rejected the phone call idea because she is lying about having ever done an ultrasound that proves she's pregnant with twins. You may be hesitant to believe what I'm saying, and rightfully you should. This is not a normal situation. Yeah, no, it is not. But to back up my claims, you don't have to look any further than the other active court case she is currently in as well. Case number blah 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 is publicly accessible case, and I have read all the documents within. Essentially, it is nearly identical to what I'm dealing with. The woman claims she became pregnant with twins after one night of intercourse. This is where my case differs, as we did not have intercourse. She just performed oral on me one night, which is why you can imagine I am so skeptical about her being pregnant. The man in that case denied her claims and stated he never saw viable proof of a pregnancy. He did, however, see an ultrasound, but he was able to prove that she pulled it off of Google and changed the patient info to her information. Those ultrasound images are shown in the court documents. I am telling you all of this because you need to understand that this individual I am filing this injunction against harassment against has shown she partakes in repeated patterns of behavior and is dangerous in that manner. I believe that she has asked to show up virtually instead of in person because she doesn't have a pregnant belly to show. But beyond that, her mom is involved as well in this whole ordeal, and I believe her mom will be with her on the call on Monday. I want this individual to be in person so that she cannot have anyone else helping her out with her story. Also, she needs to answer to the court face to face, as she has navigated through the court system for years now and has become confident that she can manipulate it as she pleases. I am not sure what her reasoning was for why she wanted a virtual meeting instead, but I can tell you that she is in no danger by being around me. If you are willing, I would ask that you reverse your decision to make this protective order hearing virtual and return it to an in-person meeting. I am happy to answer any of the following questions you may have, as I understand that this is a lot. You can reach me through email or at my cell phone at blank. So that was Clayton's response. He didn't want her to appear virtually. Here is the minute entry entered on October 5th, my birthday, 2023. And it says the plaintiff objects to the defendant appearing virtually. However, the court permits virtual appearance per policy. The court affirms its prior ruling. So this is where the judge does grant her that she can appear virtually and she does not have to be there in person. And in the end, I think it ended up being better for Clayton's case that she appeared virtually, because I don't think we'd have as much to talk about if she was in person. Now on to the mystery man, Chase J. Jones, CJJ. In October of 2023, a second-year journalist student named Chase J. Jones from Howard University, a well-known HBCU, emailed a list of 100-plus journalists with a link to a blog post on Medium that they wrote entitled, "Former Bachelor Clayton Echard Has an N-Word Problem." The post is a blatant attempt to get Clayton Echard canceled by the public for having participated in a TikTok dance challenge featuring a song with the N-word in it. Note, he did not sing along with the lyrics. He merely danced with the song with some animated penguins as the song played in the background. You can view the video Also worth noting that not one journalist that they reached out to ran with the story. And I just got this off of the wiki page and I just put it on here because it's just a summary. So I just figured this was easiest, and I will, of course, have the link in the description box, as I do with all my references. After the theory began to circulate that Laura Owens could possibly be behind this account, which Owens vehemently denies, Chase J. Jones' entire identity was scrubbed from the internet. The YouTube channel is linked above. The post was taken down, and their Patreon membership to Dave Neal's channel that they joined on October 19th was canceled. So they subscribed to Dave Neal's Patreon, and then they canceled it on the 19th. Since the Medium blog posted by Chase J. Jones was taken down, you can view the archived copy here. The Bachelor Boy tied to the Chase J. Jones Medium post domain name with GoDaddy was set up through a proxy to hide identity, registered in Arizona. The same day of the domain creation, Chase J. Jones created the Medium account, which is also the same day they emailed the journalists with their Medium blog post. Also, metadata pulled from a Laura Owens video/email attachment shows the same device type as the video pulled from the Chase J. Jones email, which was not the current updated Mac software. So, we've got Medium, which we know Owens loves Medium. We've got an unupdated Mac software that Owens has, and now this Chase J. Jones person, Bachelor Boy, has. Like, at least update in between so it looks different. Jeez. And who is known to, like, message media outlets and journalists with the stories? That would be Owens. And it's registered in Arizona. And who else lives in Arizona? Owens. Yes, Clayton does too, but I don't see Clayton trying to cancel himself like this. So all fingers point to CJJ being Owens. Now, could it possibly just be a fan and a real person? I guess. It just doesn't seem that way, and it doesn't seem beneath Owens to do something like this. Continuing. Dave Neal responded to the initial email that Chase J. Jones sent asking to verify their identity to get some more information before he reported on the story. They corresponded back and forth, but when Neal asked to FaceTime to verify their identity, Jones stopped responding. He doesn't want his face shown. I wonder why. Maybe because you're not Chase J. Jones? Neal reached out to Howard University to verify that they had a journalist student enrolled by the name of Chase J. Jones, but Howard University never got back. When Neal's lawyer attempted to subpoena Jones's Patreon and Google's records, it was sent to a P.O. box in Washington State that Chase J. Jones provided. Jones immediately sent 2 motions to quash the subpoena. It's to be noted as well that to e-file in the county, you do not need to prove identification. So anybody can just e-file things into a file if they've got the case number? That's a bit concerning. Owens said in an email to Neal's attorney that she did not bite the subpoenas from Patreon and Google, even though the only records that were subpoenaed were to Chase J. Jones. They weren't to Owens. Neal's lawyer contacted Jones several times to get on a video call to to verify their identity, and then they would drop the whole thing. But Jones never responded. Oh, Owens, Owens, Owens. And here is a picture of the video that Clayton apparently needs to be canceled for. Echard dancing on TikTok, which he is very well known to do. He likes dancing around. And he's dancing to the song called Half on a Sack by 3 6 Mafia. It is a penguin dancing trend that more than thousands of people have done. They have done it to this song, and then there's another song that I originally heard it from. I don't remember what it was, but it was like months ago. But it's just a trend. And if he has this N-word problem, as you say, so do all the thousands of people. Like, this is so ridiculous. I don't understand how she has so much time to do all this crazy nonsense. Here is the declaration in support of motion to quash subpoena filed on 12/19/2023. And it's, I, Chase Blank, declare Jones as follows. I am the individual associated with the Google account linked to the email address blank, which is subject to a subpoena in the above entitled matter. I have personal knowledge of the facts set forth in this declaration and could and would competently testify to them if called as a witness. Oh my God, I wish he would be called as a witness. I hope he gets called as a witness. Subpoena Chase J. Jones. Let's see his face once and for all. Background of the case. The declaration supports the motion to quash the subpoena issued in the case blank v. David Neal, which is Owens v. David Neal, demanding extensive information from my Google account. And there is an identical motion to this for Patreon. Instead of Google, it says Patreon, and that's pretty much the only words that are changed out. They're the exact same thing. Following both of those first pages, this is the second part of it, and there's one of these pages also filed with the Patreon one and filed for the Google. I'm just putting one copy of it so you just know what it says. Said 3, overboard and unreasonable request. The subpoena requests detailed financial and account ownership information that is excessively broad and not tailored to be tailored to the specific issues of this case. Such requests are unreasonable and oppressive, exceeding the scope of permissible discovery. 4, lack of relevance. The information sought by the subpoena does not have a reasonable connection to the disputed facts in the case. The demand for comprehensive account details is irrelevant to the subject matter of the ongoing litigation. Number 5, privacy concerns and constitutional rights. Producing the requested information would infringe upon my privacy rights as protected under the California Constitution, Article 1, Section 1, and the Fourth Amendment of the United States Constitution. The subpoena unjustifiably violates these rights. 6, protection under federal laws. The information in my Google or Patreon account is protected under the Stored Communications Act, 18 U.S.C. 2702. The SCA safeguards and the privacy of electronic communications and prohibits unauthorized disclosure, which this subpoena directly challenges. Number 7, conclusion. The subpoena issued in this case is overbroad, irrelevant, and infringes upon constitutionally and federally protected privacy rights. Therefore, it is imperative that this motion to quash the subpoena be granted to protect my rights and uphold the legal standards governing the issuance of subpoenas. Then it's, I declare under penalty of perjury under the laws of the state of California that the foregoing is true and correct. Executed on December 19th, 2023, Chase Jones. Certified of service. I hereby certify that they served a copy to all parties and their legal representations via e-filing. Now, I wish they could see where IP address wise this file was uploaded from. Because this is saying the laws of that's because Dave is in California. Never mind. But I would like to know where this was filed from. Like, if they had the IP on it. I mean, I'm sure they could dig into it if they wanted to, but that would be very interesting to see if it matches any of Owen's IP address on e-filings. October 6th, DNA test results come back. Echard announces little to no fetal DNA on his Instagram story. Owens claims the results are ongoing and recorded a call with the lab to support that it is important to note that all of Owens' DNA tests return the same result of little to no fetal DNA. According to Echard, Owens then sends him an ultrasound that he believed was doctored. He also claimed she later refused to call the OBGYN's office to verify the ultrasound's authenticity during their early resolution conference, which he talked about in that email. And as well, Owens files an order of protection, an OOP, against Echard. October 11th, 2023, Owens testifies she saw a neurologist due to her diagnosis of epilepsy during pregnancy. Which, did she have epilepsy prior to the pregnancy, or is this something else she's claiming she has that she got while she's pregnant? Because sometimes the way they say things, it makes it sound like she just has a pregnancy epilepsy, like pregnancy gestational diabetes type thing, and that when she's not pregnant she doesn't have epilepsy. But I think she has had epilepsy prior to any of these fake pregnancies from, like, maybe a horse injury or something like that, car accident, something. Anyways, moving on. October 15th, even though Owens is seeing many pregnancy doctors in the 4 to 5 months going by her May 20th calculation, she takes a random HCG test from a place called Any Lab Tests, located in Scottsdale, Arizona. These are her so-called medical records. Like, why are you taking a pregnancy test? Like, again, like, we don't need any more pee sticks, lady. We need to talk to doctors. We need actual sonograms. We need blood test results. We need some fetal DNA. Not another pee stick. Like, that's so weird. Okay, on October 7th, 2023, Owens calls the non-emergency line for Greg Gillespie violation of protection order because he's telling people about our past. We need to call her a wambulance. And normally I would just put this in the Gillespie timeline that I'm going to be doing, but because it's basically her saying that Greg is telling Clayton, I just decided to include it in here as well. So let's listen to her whining. So it starts with Scottsdale Police. This is Alice. How can I help you? Hi, Alice. Can I make a report of a violation of a protective order? Can't understand. Something by law. Is the person on the premise right now? No. Okay, so what's the location? I'm at Redacted. And is that a house or an apartment? It's a house. Okay, and then how was the order violated? So it was violated online. the person's not supposed to try and find my location, and they reached back to somebody I had been dating, and I definitely tried to do that. And I posted a lot of false information about me online. Okay, and who's that person that you have the violation against? His name is Greg Gillespie. Gillespie. Alice says Gillespie. Okay, and what is his date of birth? Redacted. Okay, and what's your name, ma'am? Laura Owens. How do you spell your last name? Owens. Okay. What's your phone number? Redacted. Unknown, redacted. Okay. And you wanted an officer to call you, or do you want him to go to your location? He can just call me. Okay. I will put that in. You'll have an officer reach out to you. Okay. Now, if he does show up, if Greg does show up to your location, please call 911. Okay, I will do that. Thanks so much. You're welcome. Have a nice day. Okay, thanks. You too. Bye. Bye. So, when he is telling another guy that we have a past and what I did to him, and I didn't want Clayton to know what I did to somebody else, because then he's going to figure out what I'm doing to him. 911, we need an ambulance. Now she calls back and asks if Gillespie has been served yet for a violation of the protection order. And she also is wanting to check the status of another protection order on a different guy. How many protection orders does one person need? And why do you need a protection order against every single guy you come into contact with, whether you're dating them or not? Whether you know them in person or just online. Every person you need a protection order from. Like, you're not that special. Like, get over yourself. And I'm sorry I'm saying like so much. No, who is the common denominator in all of these? You sit here and project that all these people are trying to harm you, but you're the one that is making everybody suffer. So it starts with Scottsdale Police. This is Rolly. Hi, I'm calling from two things. One, I just wanted to see if a restraining order and an order of protection has been served yet. Okay, what was the address that it would have been served at? Redacted. Was there a unit number? Redacted. I am not showing that we have anything holding or pending at that address. Oh, okay. So does that mean it just maybe didn't make it to you guys? Because it was just granted on Friday. Yeah, it probably just hasn't gotten through the system to us yet. Okay, and then my other question was, I actually have an order of protection against one other guy, and he's violated the order. And I called yesterday, and they were going to call me back and take a report, but I haven't heard anything yet. What was the phone number they were supposed to call you at? Redacted. 1 second. Okay, it looks like our officer did attempt to call you, and they left a voicemail, but there was no answer. So I can put a call for service back in and have an officer attempt to call you again. Okay, that would be great. Thanks so much. Okay, Is this still a good number to reach you at, or? Yes. Okay. Yes. All right. Just keep your phone around. It does show up as a blocked or restricted number sometimes when the officer calls, so just make sure you're answering any phone calls you should receive from them. Okay? Okay, perfect. Thanks so much. All right, you're welcome. Bye-bye. Bye. Ugh. Poor Scottsdale police. I'm sure they're like, oh my God, can this woman please move? Now we have on October 9th, 2023, that the court case is going to be transferred to Superior Court. It says an action for dissolution of marriage, divorce, annulment, legal separation, maternity or paternity is pending in the Superior Court in Maricopa County, Superior, Phoenix, case number blah blah blah. So it needs to be transferred to a different court in the interest of justice. And here we have filed with all of that, kind of a list of certain things that we've got. And we've got on the 26th, there was the petition filed, injunction against harassment with a government ID, confidential information, plaintiff's information sheet, and a PO hearing set, which is a protective order hearing, pre-assurance on Monday, October 9th, 2023, 3 p.m. in courtroom 5, which was stated in an email from Clayton earlier. The 26th, there was a telephone call. Called defendant at the number provided. The phone voicemail was full and could not accept messages. Hearing notice was mailed with a copy of the petition. So Owens's voicemail box is full. Probably police trying to leave her voicemails and her not answering her phone because she's busy emailing and not on her phone, because maybe she does it on her laptop, who knows. There's also a protective order worksheet. On the 29th, the address and phone number was verified for the case. Also on the 29th, the defendant called and wanted to know when her hearing was and what that would mean. They explained to her what the hearing would mean and gave her the information. On October 3rd, defendant wants to appear remotely, will submit a motion. She can have her attorney appear in person. She says it should be an OP, an order of protection, not an injunction against harassment. Thanks for whatever. And then there was a motion filed also on the 3rd. On 10/4, we have correspondence received. The motion was granted to appear virtually. The minute order was entered, and there was a telephone call. Plaintiff on the case called in stating he got something in the mail that was suspicious from the defendant and wanted to know if there was an actual case regarding it. Informed plaintiff that the only cases we had on file was the injunction against harassment and a PR from 2023. Plaintiff then asked how he could go about challenging the motion from defendant to appear virtually per clerk 2. Plaintiff can, and they told him that plaintiff can email the court and request that from the judge, which we already went over those things. And a response to motion filed. On October 5th, the minute entry was put in. On 10/6, the telephone call. Prospective attorney says he filed a notice of appearance by email, confirmed date and time, and that was for Joshua A. Lopez. He didn't last very long. And that an exhibit was received and placed in the SharePoint. More things that have been done in the case. On 10/9, telephone call, third-party defendant's attorney called to see if the notice of appearance was received. They stated they emailed it on 10/6, provided processing time, advised that they can bring the notice of appearance to them with the hearing. Third party inquired about sending in exhibits, advised to provide exhibits at the time of the hearing. They inquired about providing a CD, advised any evidence that would like to be presented would need to be displayed on their own equipment, which she did bring in the laptop, but Clayton did not bring in his. Also on 10/9, there was exhibits received and placed on SharePoint. There was another phone call. The defendant called, inquired if appearing by phone was through Zoom video, advised her it was not confirmed. Defendant had info to call in, and she confirmed she did. Plaintiff also called and stated that the call info he received via email was not working. Advised the CRS would call him, bailiff would call him back. Protective order transferred out. Transferred orders only sent to defendant and plaintiff and the defendant's attorney. Case documents, ROA, and transfer orders sent to a PO transfer, protective order transfer. Also on 10/9, calendar date vacated. Protective order hearing is on 10/9/2023, courtroom 5 at 3 p.m. The protective order hearing canceled. That was there. And then there was a digital, and then of course the digital recording in courtroom 5 starts from 3/19/13 to 3/27/23. I don't know if that's where in the line of recordings that particular call took place, or what that is referring to. And then it's got the seal of the court. So that is a timeline within our timeline about what all was happening on the docket of that case. October 17th through the 19th, police reports from Owens calling Scottsdale police on Echard. Here is the police report from October 19th. And it says, on October 19th, the reporting party alleged a violation of order of protection against the listed defendant. The victim responding party resides at blank. I contacted victim blank by telephone. She stated she is pregnant with twins by suspect Clayton Echard. She stated he has denied paternity of the twins and subsequent DNA paternity tests occurred. Blank stated Echard got the results of the test on 10/6/2023. Owens stated Echard posting on Instagram video, which consisted of Echard stating the results showed little to no fetal DNA, which that's what they said. He further stated in the video, "Let's go, baby. I knew that this was going to happen. Thankfully, 5 months of torture can finally be put to rest." Yeah, and Echard is a television personality and Owens is a podcaster, both with large social media followings. Owens stated that as a result of Echard's Instagram video, she received a large amount of negative messages on her social media accounts and podcast. When? Stop lying. People won't call you out or send you anything, and they'll leave you alone if you don't lie. Owens stated she emailed Echard with a request to remove the video, but he has not done so at this time. And why should he? He has the freedom of speech. He can say things as long as they are true. And there's nothing that shows that they're not true. Truth is a defense. Owens obtained order of protection blank from Maricopa County on 10/6/23. It was served to Echard on 10/17. The order stipulates that defendants shall not communicate or post untrue or harassing comments regarding plaintiff online, including but not limited to on social media, and shall not cause others to communicate or post untrue or harassing comments regarding plaintiff online or otherwise. He didn't post anything that wasn't true. He did not tell his followers to go harass or say anything to Owens. He's not doing anything. He's just saying, hey, there's little to no fetal DNA. Owens stated paternity determination is ongoing at this time. She is upset by the negative comments and hate appearing on her social media and podcast pages. Well, you brought that on yourself. I informed her that I would be forwarding the report to the detectives for review of the incident. This completed my contact with Owens, emailed order of protection petition, affidavit of service, and supporting examples of the despairing social media post. I forward this email to Sergeant Dutton for review. This completed my involvement, and it was signed off by them. So that is the police report. Another ambulance that is needed. October 13th, Dave Neal breaks the story that on October 11th, Owens had circulated her alleged sonogram video to the media, which was later proved to be edited six-year-old sonogram from an unrelated YouTuber. There were several things off about the ultrasound video, which are shown on Neal's video. It is also in part 1 that we went over of this. Owens later claims that Greg Gillespie hacked into her account and released those fake sonograms. She didn't do it. Gillespie did. Links this woman will go. Prove it. Prove that Greg did it. Because I bet you can't. October 19th, Owens sends Neal a cease and desist letter for his coverage. Don't talk about me. Well, you can talk about whatever you want. And he's just stating things from his opinion and based on evidence that he has. So, there's nothing wrong with what he's doing. October 26th, Owen files for a temporary restraining order against Neal. The judge denies the request on the First Amendment concerns. As I said, he has the right to say that stuff. You cannot tell people to stop talking when they're not saying anything that isn't untrue, or they're just going off of what they see and stating an opinion. We're allowed to do that in the United States.
October 24th hearing. So here is who was at the October 24th hearing. This is the hearing that was televised that got Dave Neal's attention. And so we have in the upper left, Laura Owens, upper right, Clayton Echard, bottom left is Laura Owens, attorney of many, and bottom right is the judge.
In the October 24th hearing, the injunction against harassment. This is the hearing that is known for the excessive belly rubbing. The hearing was about 2 hours, and Owens is drinking lots of fluid while standing the entire time with no bathroom breaks at 22 to 23 weeks, approximately 5 months pregnant. She admits she has mail track on Echard's messages. She says he is inciting harassment when he tells people the test result. Owens admits to the suicidal thoughts. Judge tells Echard she can't enforce no communication at this hearing, but did say Owens heard the request, and unless it is a family court matter, he is asking that you refrain from contacting him. This is also the hearing that Owens asked the judge if she can show Echard, I am in fact pregnant because he hasn't seen me. Can I show him my pregnancy or my bump because I am in fact pregnant and he hasn't seen me? The judge says no. it just moves along. The hearing wasn't finished, so it was scheduled for continuance on November 2nd to finish it. Owens was represented in this hearing. Echard was not. And here we have pictures at the beginning where, it's just like a normal belly. And then the belly is moved a little bit closer to her boobs. And in the last one, well, that belly is well over her boobs. I mean, I've been pregnant 3 times and I've never had that happen. My daughter's belly never went over her boobs either. So that's not natural. And I like the saying that Owens says he's inciting harassment when he tells people test results. No, he's just speaking the truth. He's just updating people on what's happening. Inciting harassment is saying, hey, you go do this, or hey, this is what the test results are, people. Now go tell her what you think. No, he did none of that. And people shouldn't contact her. Leave her alone. All right, let's follow the bouncing belly. Here we've got her adjusting her bra. Let's fix the hair. And boop. There it goes. You need to see it. Sorry about this other part. I had to clip it from something else and do this end card, which I am not going to do these little things right here anymore, because I don't like it covering up part of the video for that long. I didn't realize it was doing that, so the more you know. All right, and then in October 27th, Owens says she went to Dr. Higley in Phoenix, Arizona, and was 23 to 24 weeks pregnant at this point. And then we have in the November 2nd hearing, where we have the judge, we have Owens looking, isn't she glowing? And she's just looking all sorts of glowing. No. And then up in the right hand corner at the top, we have Echard and his attorney. I don't know her name, but she's a badass. Like, she put Owens in her place. Like, I don't know who she is, but she's awesome. And then in the bottom right is Laura Owens' attorney. I believe that is Corey Keith. So Owens denies doctoring any documentations. She also states she is 100% pregnant with twins by Echard and does not want to correct or change any of her previous testimony from the 1024 hearing. Owens states the only medication she is on are the prenatal vitamins, the folic acid, and the lamotrigine for her epilepsy. She says that she is currently seeing Dr. McCool, Dr. Higley, and an epilepsy doctor that specializes in pregnancy. The only proof on the record is a picture of a positive HCG test from Banner, and then apparently there's also a screenshot of an appointment made for Dr. McCool's office. You can make an appointment, have an appointment card, you can take a picture of it. That does not mean that you went to your appointment. That does not mean that any pregnancy was confirmed. That means nothing, because you could have canceled that appointment. Anybody can make an appointment. That it shows nothing. That's not medical proof of anything. Maybe you're going there for gynecological reasons and not OB reasons. Like, it still shows nothing. Like, this is ridiculous that this is all the proof that we have so far as of this date. And the judge did grant the injunction order for harassment to be in place for 1 year, meaning the judge is ordering Owens to stop this harassing behavior towards Echard. So, from 11/2/2023 to 11/2/2024, Owens is not supposed to be harassing Clayton. How many violations do we think she has? But nobody's calling a ambulance for themselves. Like, they're just dealing with her in the courts while she just continues to do all her arts and crafts. We also have from October 2023 to February 2024 on the Justice for Clayton Reddit, Twitter /X, and the wiki pages that are covering this court case received some cease and desist letters from yours truly. And this is what it said. To the moderators of blank. This communication is a final and non-negotiable cease and desist order emphasizing the severity of your criminal misconduct through the activities on subreddits. Understand that a subpoena has been issued to Reddit for the release of your identities, and this is the precursor to imminent severe legal action. Oh my God. Okay. Like, but we can't get Chase J. Jones stuff, but you're going to get all these people's identities released to you? I don't think so. But let's see you try. Grave criminal conduct and legal violations. Flagrant doxing and violation of privacy laws. Your deliberate publication of my sensitive personal data, including the specific date and location of my upcoming legal deposition, is an egregious violation of both state and federal privacy laws. No, it is not, because those things are public knowledge. Like, you can access those from courts. That's not doxing. That's just public information. But, okay. This is a blatant infringement of statutes designed to protect individuals from unauthorized exposure and use of their private information. None of your private information was leaked. Your email that you put in your documents, your name that is in your documents, like all of that is out there from court documents and you putting the stuff out there yourself. So nice try. Harassment and psychological torture. Oh my God, you are torturing us, Owens. The content you sanctioned, including the circulation of my personal suicide note and police welfare check reports, goes beyond harassment. It amounts to psychological torture and is prosecutable under various criminal statutes. Your calculated actions have inflicted deep emotional trauma, a clear transgression of laws against personal harassment and psychological abuse. The inevitable legal repercussions you will face. Civil liabilities and damage. You will be held civilly liable for substantial damages due to the emotional distress, psychological injury, and reputational harm caused by your willful, malicious actions. The only person that's being malicious here and causing harm to your reputation is you. Nobody else. These civil lawsuits will seek full recompense and punitive damages for the gross violations you have perpetrated. Criminal prosecution and penalties. Upon identification through the subpoena, you will be subject to criminal charges, including, but not limited to, harassment, illegal dissemination of personal information, and cyber stalking. Okay, looking up court documents is not cyber stalking. These charges carry significant legal penalties up to and including imprisonment. Oh no. Unyielding demand for immediate compliance. Non-negotiable dismantling of subreddit. The subreddit must be terminated immediately. Failure to comply will not only aggravate your legal predicament, but will also serve as direct evidence of your continued involvement in an endorsement of these criminal acts. Once again, freedom of speech, people. She sure wants to use her freedom of speech, but she don't want anybody else to use it. Reporting to federal and state criminal justice agencies. Beyond the IC3 complaint, your actions are being reported to relevant criminal justice agencies at both federal and state levels. Ma'am, it is not that serious. Calm down. These authorities are expected to thoroughly investigate your criminal activities and proceed with legal actions, including potential arrests and prosecution. Okay, like, if you can find these people. Like, they're not doing anything to you except for writing a story or giving opinions about you based on the evidence they've seen with their eyes. Your actions have constituted a clear, deliberate, and reprehensible violation of the law. You have willingly engaged in criminal activities, causing significant harm and trauma. This cease and desist order represents your final warning. Failure to heed this directive will result in the most aggressive legal response available under the law. Regards, Jane Doe. Now, how do we know this is actually Owens? Like, anybody could write Jane Doe, and I don't know, like, how are you going to prove anything these people are doing under an alias? Because, like an alias can be anybody. So how do they know to even take this seriously, that this is actually from the real person? And usually Owens likes to sign her stuff all the best, but she was serious this time, so she is not wishing any of these subredditors the best, because they are criminals. Oh Lord, this woman is torturing and needs to be jailed for everything she has done. Mainly her rambling writings. And that is where we stop for part 3, and we will pick up more in part 4. In true LoudLilDucky fashion, quote of the day: people who feel the need to control others don't have control over themselves. And I think this speaks very well to Owens. She wants to have control over other people because she has no control over herself. She cannot help herself. She has to write an email. She has to file a court document. She has to fake pregnancy. She has to always be doing too much. And it's because she has no control over her life. So she needs to try to control others to feel like she is in control. But that is not the case. But if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe so you can be notified for part 4 and more on this topic. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.